doubt it's that chilly outside, but it's chilly in my house because I keep it super cold so that I can sleep in my perimenopausal state. So here we are, a few minutes late because I've been on the struggle bus. I wanted to get home, or I wanted to get to bed earlier last night, and it just didn't really happen. It was a very eventful weekend, starting with Friday. I got my girls back, which was lovely and so nice to have them back. They were gone for a week of vacation. And so they got home, and we immediately went into birthday mode for my now 12-year-old. But we also had a forest fire near our house. So it was within a couple of blocks, and it was very intense. Good morning, Sarah. It was very intense. We had one 2 years ago, so I think that was very, very triggering. That got to the point where we got fully evacuated. This one, they never evacuated us, which was weird. The cutoff line was a half a block from our house, and I was like, are we really okay? But they said that it was the wind was shifting it into like the other direction. So while it did travel our way, like considerably from when we saw the smoke, it didn't ever, they were dropping, they had, I guess, 14 aircraft that were working on the fire, and they were dropping fire retardant like on the line, on the edge of it. So it didn't come our way, and they got it under control much quicker than they got the one 2 years ago. So we weren't evacuated, but we had like my family over and everything at the time, and I was trying to make birthday dinner, and like it was a little chaotic. But luckily it all got taken care of. Hallelujah. And like no homes were lost or anything. They almost lost a school right next to us, and it was really crazy to see like all the fire trucks that were just behind the school, just trying to get the hillside behind the school to not catch. It was pretty wild. But yeah, we're okay, and everyone's okay. It was just like a very intense evening. And then Saturday, my daughter was like, I want my room to be clean before my friends come over. I was like, yeah, it's a situation. So I ended up spending pretty much all of Saturday helping my daughters clean their room, and I don't know how long it'll last. It never seems to last very long, but we got it clean. I'm like, if this could hold on for the school year, that'd be great, guys. Just like keep it this way for a month. It'd be really fantastic. So we shall see. So we had birthday party stuff. And then yesterday she got a very big gift. And so we went and we had to activate that gift, if you know what I mean. So it was a lot. It was a lot this weekend. And now I head into a very busy week. Today is like bam, 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 so much voiceover work. I'm like, you guys are going to have to be silent little minions all day long because mom has a lot of voiceover work to do. So because I have so much work that I have to get done today and heading into tomorrow, I did pre-prep my planner pages for at least the beginning of the week, at least these 2 days, because I was like, there's a lot to wrap my brain around and a lot to make sure that I am keeping under control. And so after a wild weekend, I knew I was going to need to really hone things in and not forget anything if I was going to get any rest last night, which I didn't sleep all that well. I still had dreams about all of these things. It's like, did I even sleep, or did I just ruminate on my to-dos all night? I'm not entirely sure, but I did jump in here. I still need to do, so I usually do a weekly page, which as you can see, I did not write very much down on. I would like to go in and still fill this out for Like, okay, you've got these couple of days, but what are you doing for the whole week? Like, what things do I need to make sure I fit in over the course of this week? I feel like we have a lot of appointments and random stuff this week too, which makes it more complicated. And that was another reason why I filled in tomorrow, because of all the appointments tomorrow and an appointment today, I have to do a lot of fitting in of the to-dos and making sure that like all of this gets done today because there are so many appointments tomorrow. So sometimes a one-day plan isn't going to cut it. Like I needed to appropriately see the fear in my eyes for Tuesday that like you got to get this done today because there's not going to be a chance to do it on Tuesday. So I got to buckle down. I got to buckle down and make stuff happen today. So, okay. So I'm on a pretty tight schedule. One thing that I did that helped me to figure out how this was going to work today is I took my main big tasks that have to get done today, and I tried to make a realistic estimation of how much time each of those tasks would take me and how much time I would need to devote to getting them done and fitting into my schedule. And so because of that, I feel like I've done a pretty good job of figuring out how the day can flow, because I have a couple of different voiceover things. And so I really tried to be like, okay, this one, I think this part of it will take about a half an hour, and then this part of it will take about an hour, and then this part, like I went through all the parts and then I tried to fit those in on the plan. I just realized I didn't fit something in though. No, I did put it on here. So I do feel like I was pretty realistic, which I think is one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of people have of doing their planning is one, not giving themselves a time frame of when they can get the things done on the to-do list. Realistic is not something you're often good at estimating. Most people aren't, Sarah. Most people think they can get things done faster than they think they can. You know, like, or they think they can get things done faster than is real. That is the large majority of us think, oh yeah, I can do these 17 tasks today, no problem. So the first hurdle to get over the realism is to actually like pick a time to do those things. But then you got to pick enough time. So we will see. I will report back tomorrow on how well I did with the picking of the time. But I feel like I was realistic about it. Also, even just things like my daughter has a dentist appointment. Really, the dentist appointment is about a half an hour away. So that means that the dentist appointment in total is not an hour, it is 2 hours, you know? So I tried to be conscientious of that. I also, my 18-year-old came to me last night and he was like, I know you've got voiceover work tomorrow, but I really have some laundry that I need to do. So can we find a time when I can do laundry? I was like, I know when you can do the laundry. You can do the laundry between noon and 2 when I am gone for the dentist appointment. Bada boom, bada bing. There you go. If you don't do your laundry in that window, you may not be able to do laundry because I will be getting back into the voiceover studio when I get home. And he was like, okay, well, just let me know tomorrow when I can do it. I was like, no, hear the words coming out of my mouth. I'm telling you right now, it will be between noon and 2. These aren't arbitrary times. I am telling you, I am leaving the house. I'm going to a dentist appointment. Noon and 2, not later. Don't sleep all day. Noon and 2. I don't have to tell you anything tomorrow. I've already told you. He kind of laughed about it, but he was like, well, what if it's like 12:05? I was like, is that gonna like impact you? You know that when I leave this house, you can do the laundry, okay? This is not difficult. Good morning, Joy. So, yeah, sometimes creating your plan is also good for like being able to incorporate other people in your household into figuring out their plans. So, yes, that is what I have going on today. And, the general layout of like the things that cannot be moved for tomorrow so that I can start fitting those pieces together as well. And then it's, I just got to be really on top of it. And that's why I'm so glad for this little situation that we have going on, this morning show, because I would have slept longer. I would have been like, you need it. And I probably do need it, but I also need to get a lot done. So I'm grateful that we can meet here together. Hello, Terry. I'm grateful that we can meet here together and get our days off to a good start. So I would love to hear what your guys's top 3 things are that you are getting done today. Like I said, I have a ton of voiceover. So I work for a e-learning company, and I do a lot of work for them on a weekly basis for a couple of years now. So I have that stuff to get done today, but then I also have another voiceover job that I got on Friday that is a little bit bigger job that, of course, they gave me on Friday before birthday weekend. I was like, really? Couldn't you have even given it to me like the day before so I could just have a little bit more time? But no! So I have to just like get in there and buckle down and do a lot of voiceover work for them and get it edited and all the way turned around today. So I'm really hoping that I can be on top of that. And that is like my most important today over anything, is getting that stuff done. And then I have a little bit of work for the podcasting company that I work for as well. So those are like if I had to pick a top 3, those are what they are. And then I got to fit in all the other like smaller pieces as well. Like we have a live for Patreon. If you guys are not members of Patreon, you can go over to patreon.com/livewelltogether. We will be doing a live today about some initial back to school thoughts. We are still a month out. I know that a lot of people are a lot closer to back to school, but I'm going to give some initial thoughts from where we are coming at. So laundry from your trip, kids to the pool for practice, and some errands. Did you have a good trip, Joy? Hoping to bring some Lazy Genius Collective folks over here. They were excited. I got a couple of follows on the Facebook group from the Lazy Genius Collective. I love Kendra Adachi. I thought, oh, I do. Right here. I have one of Kendra's books right here. I love Kendra. That was so sweet of you to share over there. I was wondering why these Lazy Genius people were coming over to the Facebook group. And I honestly don't do much with that Facebook group, so maybe I should try to add that to my list to do a little more as well. Direct them to the other places that I am more active than the Facebook group, because there's not much happening in that Facebook group. But we got stuff going on here, and we got stuff going on Instagram, so push them in those directions. But thank you so much for sharing. Word of mouth is always one of the best ways to tell people, so I love that. Thank you. You were talking about organizing your days, and you mentioned the lives. I so appreciate that, Joy. Thank you. You walked 4 miles. Way to go, Sarah. I need to get on top of the walking. You're clearing apples that came down during a storm out of the yard and getting new alignment on your vehicle. You are taking on some really big things today, and you already have one of them done. Nice work, Sarah Wiley. Yeah, I still have a lot to do today, but this is one of my things. I'm here, we're getting this done and making it happen. Yeah, I have to like not be intimidated by the rest of the list that is there, but I got to get that voiceover stuff done. And my girls were like, now we know we have to be quiet. I mean, they have to be quiet all the time while I'm working, but between the podcasting and the voiceover work, there's a lot of quietness that has to happen in my house. But they were like, what can we do? And I was like, nothing. You can't flush a toilet. You can't walk down the stairs. You can't do anything. And they were like, really? And I was like, well, you can. I just have to pause whatever I'm doing in the studio if you do those things. So do them quickly. All right? Because we got to get stuff done. We got to make it happen. So here's to hoping that all of these little pieces fall into place the way that I need them to. But I'm glad I have a plan, because it helps me to just move through the plan. Because if I just had the list, there is no way that today I would get through everything that I need to get done. And especially because I've broken down the to-do list into those smaller pieces of knowing, like, okay, from this time to this time, I'm in the studio recording this piece. And then after that, I'm recording this next piece, and then I'm going to come out and do my edits, and then I have to get back into the studio to do that. So go over to Nick's and walk his stairs, girls, right? He's right across the street. It'll be a whole different situation if we all ever live together and everybody's got to be quiet. I have a feeling I'll have a lot of early morning hours in the studio if that happens. So yeah, I think breaking down your to-dos into smaller pieces is very helpful for being able to then be a better estimator of the time too. Because if it's just like one overarching task that you're trying to figure out a time for, it can be difficult to estimate what that is. But if you break it down into its smaller pieces and you try to give those times and then fit those into your schedule, you're probably more likely to be a little bit more accurate in how to fit those pieces in and how much time they're actually going to take. I think that can be really beneficial. So that's what I'm doing. I just keep staring at it like, okay, you gotta be on top of it. And the next thing that I have to do, it is now 6:30. So I need to start my workout. I did not do it before I got here. I tried to sleep, even though I wasn't sleeping very well last night. I tried to sleep. So now I'm going to move into my train well workout. I should have put my watch on, because my watch does take a couple of minutes to be like, okay, I'm awake. But I'm going to move into my train well workout, get that done, get ready, and then hop out into that studio and try to really get a lot done today. Pray there are no spiders in there, because I've been kind of avoiding looking at the bottom of my studio. You guys, my studio is a closet in my garage. And I usually sit on the chair like with my knees up, and I just don't put my feet on the floor, which is probably not the best posture for doing voiceover work. But yeah, it's a little scary, especially this time of year when there are a lot of large spiders. But we just do what we can with what we've got. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. If you are in Patreon, I will see you later this morning, and we'll be talking about my initial back to school planning thoughts. And until tomorrow, we will need to have a kid vacuum in there. There's not really a way to vacuum. Yeah, there's not really a way to vacuum. And the hose of my vacuum has a giant hole in it right now. So I'm a little worried that if I sucked up a spider, it would just pop out that hole and it wouldn't really work. Anyway, which is not great news for me, because that is generally how I deal with spiders. But yeah, there's like foam on the floor in there. It's for the sound. And so there's not really a way to vacuum. It's just a situation. So anyway, I think that's all for now. I will see you guys later on Patreon or tomorrow on Instagram over at MacKenzie Koppa for our morning show right around 6 o'clock. Patrons get a notification that I'm about to go live. So if you aren't in Patreon, maybe that's a perk for being over there. All right. I love you, ladies, and I will see you in one of those places either later today or tomorrow. Go be bold and gracious. Bye.